living the dream here. Saturday. June 10th, I think. June 10th. 3 a.m. Just getting home. This light looks really good, but oh my god, it's dark. It's bright. It's very bright when it's dark. Oh, make it stop. So, let's see. Chain on the motorcycle is getting pretty bad. So what I'm hoping to remember to do tomorrow, I actually adjusted it at work tonight before I came home. There's a definite noisy spot on the chain. I think what happened when all the rain, I suspect that part of the motorcycle chain was in the water for a while. It's a good chance. It definitely got wet anyway. And I honestly haven't lubed it very well since I bought the bike, probably. Some people say you should lube it after every rain, or once a month, or once a week, or every time you fill up gas. Other people say the O-ring chains are basically permanently lubricated, so you don't need to lube them. I think lubing the chain is a good idea. The problem is, in a dusty environment like this, the lube tends to hold the grit, and it could wear the chain out faster. So then the idea is you either run a dry lube or you clean the chain regularly. The other thing I need to do is I need a new chain. When you get a new chain, you usually put a new set of sprockets on. Since I'm doing so many highway miles, I really should change the sprocket tooth count to change my drive ratio. I want to gear it up higher so I can drop my revs down on the highway. The bike's only got a 5-speed, but it's got plenty of torque, so I could probably drop 1,000 RPM on the highway and not feel too bad about it. It's got plenty of power. So it's Saturday today. My choices are try to find an open motorcycle shop today, which in theory they should be open. A lot of times they'll be closed on Monday, so they can stay open on the weekend. But a city this big, they should be open anyway. Ordered on eBay. Probably be delivered in 3 to 4 days. What I'd like to do is, yeah, if I can get it on Saturday, because I work Friday, work Saturday, then I'm off Sunday, Monday, I could put it on then. Oh man, so dehydrated today. I went into, well, today I had to buy gas and go to the post office to pick up packages. The bike has got enough range to go to work and back, and that is it. There's no extra. In fact, one day I hit the reserve on the tank going to work. So I had to get gas here, is what happened on the last day off. I rode out to Van Horn and back, and I thought about buying gas in Van Horn, and then I realized even if I bought gas in Van Horn, I wouldn't have enough to get to work and back anyway. So thinking about it now, if I would have bought gas in Van Horn, I could have made it into El Paso. So that maybe would have been smarter. I think what happened was I was so mad when I realized the hardware store was closed, I just didn't want to stop and get gas. Anyway, I was thinking I wanted to leave early so I'd have time to get to the post office and get the gas. I'm trying to hurry up and get out of here so I'd be early. And I'm just about to the post office and I realized that I didn't grab my Camelback water bottle or pack or whatever out of the freezer. So today was about 100 degrees. And I got to ride my motorcycle for about 2 hours through the desert with no hydration. Fortunately, I did have one of these for my lunch. So when I was at the post office, oh, this was kind of funny. The irony, it's not lost on me. I bought on Amazon 3 Brita water bottles. So they have the filter built right into the water bottle. And I think the way they work is you fill up the bottle, and then when you are drinking, you're sucking it through the filter. So, something like that. I'm thinking if I use those at work, because I thought about buying a Brita filter, or a pitcher, to use at work, but the idea of having to fill it up all the time and then let it sit in my locker full of water, plus I wouldn't have room for it in my locker anyway. And I really don't want to haul, a quart or 2 of water to work, considering they have water there. It just doesn't taste very good. So I thought, hey, if I can get a water bottle. They've got water bottle fill stations, but most of them aren't filtered. So then I can fill up my water bottle, and it filters as you drink it. So that seemed to be about the best of the possibilities. So, anyway, so I'm sitting there at the post office, realizing I have no water, but I've got 3 water bottles that are empty. I hauled them all the way to work, and then thought about it. I'm like, I should really read the instructions, because there's some kind of a activation process for the filters. I think it's basically just run water through it or something. Because I know on the Brita filter, on the pitcher, the first time you fill it up, you get a lot of carbon show up in the water. It just manufacture or whatever. So you run some water through it and dump it out and run some more. And about the 3rd time through it, then it's good to drink. Work was mostly okay. Trying to make it be okay. Sometimes it works. Tomorrow, check the chain again. Really need to figure out something that if I have anything I can lube it with. I bought some bicycle chain lube, but I don't know. What I really need to do is get some, I think I've got some penetrating oil, and try to find there's 1 or 2 spots that you can tell the chain isn't rolling right, because the bike surges. It's like, when you're going slow, you can really hear it. There's 1 spot that's just, it doesn't bend right. It's like the pins are seized up or something like that, and you really feel it. I think that's why the chain is wearing so bad too. Wearing or stretching. With my last bike, I never had the chain go that loose so quickly. But what I have to remember is putting on 1,000 miles a week. And it might have been a week since I adjusted it, so really got to check that every day or so. I mean, I'm driving this thing about as much in a month as I did in a year before, probably more. Yeah, so I'm going to be putting like 4,000 miles a month on it. I really got to get a bit serious with my maintenance. Probably should do an oil change every month or 2. Otherwise, I won't have a motorcycle. I think my plan, I'm going to try to siphon some gas out of the bus tomorrow. I've got that water tube that is vinyl. I wish it was silicone. That would be fuel resistant. I cannot think of anything I have that would be fuel resistant though. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to, well, the smart thing to do would be to take, I don't think I have anything that's glass. The smart thing to do would be to drain some fuel into a container out of one of the gas cans, and then stick that fuel, or stick the vinyl tubing into the gas and see what it does. I just don't want to have the hose dissolve in the gasoline and have that end up in the motorcycle. Because what I'm thinking, the bus should have probably 10 gallons in it left. Because when I was driving, I figured I didn't want to be right empty when I got here, but I didn't want to be right full either. So I think I would have left probably 10 or 15 gallons in it. Well, that's 2 or 3 months old now. And there's no sense in just leaving it there. I should be starting the bus up once in a while, but I haven't been. Probably won't. Plus, I took the air pump belt off for the air brakes. That's not a bad idea. I should hook that back up and then get a put an air chuck on there so I could blow up the tires and stuff. Probably siphon gas out of the bus because I'm going to be basically spending my gas money on chain of sprockets, I think. Wish I could remember how much I spent last time. That's the deal I did. I was trying to remember that before. On the last KLR, the one I took to Alaska, I think what I ended up doing when I bought because I bought a bigger plastic gas tank for that bike. So when you get the new gas tank, you take the old gas tank off. The place that I had bought the bike from was called Recycle. It's a motorcycle salvage place. But they also sold some consignment bikes. I always thought that the bike was a wreck, but they said no, it was a consignment sale. Wasn't a wreck. Well, it was still kind of a wreck, but anyway. So I sold or traded more likely, tank and the side panels, and then that's where I got the chain and sprockets from. So I have no idea how much I paid for them. Probably over $100 for the set anyway. I love this whole setup. My video light can also charge a phone. Alright, that'll take that. Started the laptop up out of habit, but I probably don't need it right now, so I'm going to shut it off. Well, now that I'm sitting down, I'm tired. Did okay on the ride home tonight. Sure is nice only working an 8-hour shift, even though time you do 2 hours there and 2 hours back, it's basically 12 hours away from home anyway, so. Anyhow, I think we're about done for the night. I'm pooped. Alright, I'll pick it up tomorrow.